Hello world, this is Ben here from D2Soft Technologies. Today I want to give a try to the game BioMenace. It's a game from 1993, so it's actually a game I grew up with. I really enjoy as a kid. I played a little bit on a PC back in time, probably a 386 I owned. I still have it, this computer now. And I learned that recently there's two guys, I think it's two guys, they started doing a remaster on this game, which is which will include improved graphics and improve engine and also additional levels. So looks really interesting. I'm planning to run the demo for another video. So before I run the demo, I wanted to go back into the original game to give myself an idea of what it was about. So let's just have a recap of what is BioMenace actually. So it's a game from 1993 developed by Apogee Software. So of course, these are a great game from the past from this company. You know them also as 3D Realms, and this includes Duke Nukem 3D, and a very successful game from their company. But there's been Commander Keen as part of the games they released back in time for the DOS, and it's really a game that is not easy from my memory. I recall I was not very good at it, so it's gonna be interesting to go through that once more. And in general, it was a game that was not that well received, I think. I don't know exactly. I think it's because it was a little bit late in the game. It was already outdated a little bit in terms of graphics and engine by the time it was released, but it was a really good game still. And the levels were interesting and the graphics were really nice to have. You know, this is the type of graphics here. The guy is just walking around with a gun, and it was really interesting for me as a kid back in time. So let's go ahead and run this version here. I downloaded from GOG, and let's try the first episode. So this is the full version of the game. So Apogee Software presents BioMenace, Episode 1, Dr. Mengel's Lab, version 1.1, and it's a game by Jim Norwood, and I believe the original author gave the green light to the team to build a new game. So this is a usual Apogee Software logo, always with a little difference in each game, but you recognize the sound every time. So as always, there's not screen not to share the game because this is a full game, and this is the cover art. Yeah, it's really didn't change. It's really it's really the same. Let's see if I can get the. I have a joystick here. I always used to play with my keyboard, so I don't know. I'm gonna try. Press number 2. Alright. Joystick is working. I'm gonna put it easy because I remember this game is really hard, and I just want to show and go through the levels a little bit. So there's a button. Number 1 is to jump. Number 2 is to shoot. And grenade actually. How do you shoot that? There's a grenades as well. Throw grenades. Okay, so let's just see how. Yeah. Okay. So you press up and you shoot. It's really strange to play with the joystick. I find it easier with the keyboard. I grew up playing with keyboard, although I had the Gravis Ultra Pad, and it was really interesting to play with that as well. So, you know, one thing you can already notice by just looking at the game like this is that there's no parallax scrolling here. So it's all just like King Commander. The graphics are static, and I believe the remaster will have parallax scrolling, so it's gonna bring some depth to the game. what I like as a kid to play this game was really like the graphic, being a guy with a gun. Um, until that point, I believe there was not many options on the PC at least, and there was Duke Nukem that was probably already released by then, the first version, and the second version was probably not long after. I really have to check my dates on that, but was really cool to have access to those games on the PC for free with the shareware. So if you're not aware how shareware was working back in time, the author would just simply release one episode of the game. So like this game has 3 episodes, and the first one would be released as a free version, and then you would just pay for the whole software if you wanted. You would order them by calling them. Actually never order anything as a kid, and but I did call them Apogee one time, and I called them to get a shareware of Blackstone. Another game was 3D. It was more like in terms of graphic, more like Wolfenstein 3D, and in that time was really something that was appealing to me, like going towards the 3D. And I called Apogee. I said, "Can you send me the shareware?" And the guy just said, "Why don't you want the full version?" I said, "I cannot afford that," but he sent me the shareware anyway. I think I paid like $5. He sent me a box, which I sold a year ago, and now I kind of regret. I should have kept it because it was really nice. This box for Apogee was a nice box. But anyway, so that was my only experience of buying something through their phone company, phone number. The switch activates a platform. Oh yeah, so I believe it's on the left side of the screen. I'm gonna go see that afterwards. One thing that is I mean, with this controller at least, it's very difficult, or very easy I would say, to press up by mistake. Oh, I need a key for this door as well. And so I see that I just got through the window without really wanting to go through, so this is maybe a drawback. I'm using a Microsoft Sidewinder joystick, which is really old. I got that, I bought that used all back. And if I go, oh, there's a key so I can go. Can I? There was a little bit of gore in this game back in time. You could see that there was not really this thing of rating. As a kid, I would not really mind those things. I would not really notice them either. But I'm sure my parents would not agree to that if they knew that was up to. My parents would not really see what I was downloading on my computers. I was just going on BBS back in time with my modem, just downloading whatever stuff I could find. Especially when Apogee and Epic Mega Game became very successful, and they were the reference in terms of games for the PC. Oh, at least I cannot kill myself using a grenade. So yeah, and then I started downloading a lot of games. That's where I also, one of the best games I enjoyed that time was Jazz Jackrabbit. It was really one that took me a while to download because the title Jazz, I was like, what's that? If you remember the file name Jazz1 or 1Jazz, I think it's 1Jazz, just so that they had the name first there. And I had found this very unappealing for me, but at one point I downloaded it. I was amazed by the graphic. I was like, why did I download that earlier? Super gun. Bullets do 5 times the damage. Alright. So, one thing I'm noticing is I'm not using my grenades as much as I could. It's been a while. I'm not a gamer. Actually, I've been developing programming for my job for years now, and gaming has been on the side. But those old games I really like. I'm always coming back to those things. I'm not that much into new games. I believe that they take too much time, for me at least, and the family, I don't really have that much time to spend on games. But these is just for fun, just going back to my old memories. I don't know you guys if you played those games before, but these bring back really memories when you see the graphic. You hear the music, because we would spend I would spend hours on those things every day when I was like a kid. And now I cannot throw grenades while I'm crouched and the stairs. Well, so what am I missing? There's something I'm missing here. I like that this game, the enemies don't respawn when you died, so this is a good thing. Otherwise would be... actually, maybe it's because I'm in easy level, I'm not sure. Ah! Okay, didn't work the first time. So, level complete. First level is done. So you have a good idea of what it looks like. And from here it's gonna be more levels, and oh yeah, the fire cannot shoot, of course. And what is that? What I like about Apogee, they would do games with so many different things to pick up, just for fun, just for points. It was something back in time to have points. It was maybe one of the main purpose of the game was just to have a high score, something that came from the arcades back in time. So this is something that you don't find anymore, this thing of points, but at least would be creative for them to add those different things. So yeah, so I'm not saying here, I'm supposed to have... I probably need to scroll in my weapons or something. Hold on, let me go back to the configuration. I'm gonna... Movement buttons, what do they have? Control, fire grenade. Yeah, you see in the keyboard, it's better because you can actually choose a grenade as a button. And the joystick, what else I have? No, I don't want to do that. Control. Yeah, I think there's only one. There's only two buttons for the joystick that I can use. Alright, return to game. Use a keycard to turn off electric beans. Electric beans. And this game has been... this is EG... Oh, now I have the other weapon. I don't know why. Not sure if I did something here, but... Okay. So yeah, this is EGA game. So if you look at the colors, you'll find that it's pretty... it goes towards the red. The thing is that EGA has 16 colors. So back in time, 16 colors was the EGA mode, and it was what Commander Keen started with, and eventually they moved to VGA, which is $256. That's where I should use my grenade. There you go. I should just try to throw a few. They don't bounce on the wall. Like I said, I'm not that great, especially with the joystick. It seems like it's worse. But just having a blast here, going through this whole game. Which, by the way, I never finished a shower. I probably didn't even finish the third level of the shower. Alright. So what I want to do now, I think I'm gonna try another level, another episode, just to have a different view of the graphics. So let's go back here. What else we have? So, okay, we're just gonna quit that. Start the game again, and now try BioMenace Part 2, Episode 2. Alright, let's go for an easy one. Practice level, what is that? You can practice a level. Interesting. Let's try the first one. Okay, I didn't use the joystick this time, so I'm gonna go with the keyboard. It's really 15 seconds, huh? That's it. You have 15 seconds to see a little bit of the level, and that's it. They're gonna kick you out as soon as... But there's a respawn there. I have no grenades. Interesting. I like to see the different look in the game, the levels. So let's try again. You're in the game. Quit the game. Let's try level 6. What was the name of the level? It was too fast for me to read, but... I like the music. Yeah, it starts over. Oh, it starts over. What's going on? I'm not sure why it goes back to this level after. Okay. And let's do a new game. Let's try level 11. That's something else. Just now we're in the alien-like electronic thing. I'm not sure about the story. Let's go back. Okay, BioMenace Part 3. Last one. An idea. Alright. New game. Practice level. Oh, what is that? Practice level 1 to 11. So each episode seems to have 11 levels? Does it mean that? No. Oh, that's strange. Or maybe because this is trees again, but it's not the same. Oh, yeah, it's not the same. So it seems like each episode has 11 levels. Okay, new game. Let's go level 6. Time left 0. Yeah, as soon as you finish the time, it's over. You're kicked out of the level. But it's nice way to have a preview of the level. So you're like, I can never reach level 11. So there you go. You can reach now for a few seconds. This probably gonna destroy it. All right. So let's end this. So this is a view of BioMenace, and what is lacking here is the fact that there's no story. Usually Apogee has a page with menu that says storyline and everything, and order this and order that. I do believe that it was in the shareware version. Maybe that's why. I'm gonna try if I can just find the shareware. So if I go here, I type shareware BioMenace Internet Archive. So if you're interested in trying the demo of the old version, go here on the Internet Archive, first link. You can just run it right away from the browser. You see that it's only 3 megabyte, 3.5 megabyte. All right, so let's put music. Yeah, full screen. This is not shareware, really? Okay, well, there was F1. Maybe I didn't notice. This is cool. Look at the guy, he looks so so lost. Help! Help! Ordering info. How to order BioMenace. Thank you for playing BioMenace. Be sure not to miss a single episode of this action-packed arcade game. Play at all 3 levels, volumes. Alright, foreign countries, how to order. So how much was it? In the US, it was $29.95 plus $5 shipping. So it was not really cheap, I would say, if you consider now the value, how much it increased since 1983. It's the inflation kicks in. These were expensive games, but they were well-polished games, and that's why they were successful. And they had the Software Creations BBS, where you could download all those games first. And if you were from another country, you could pay extra to get it. I'm from Canada, so I could have actually called there, and they would have told me the prices. And I like to just scroll over those pages to see if there's anything else. This one is really straightforward. I have to, unfortunately, press escape brings you out of full screen mode. Main menu, story, the game, scores. So let's check main menu. What does it say? Okay, so how to start a new game. Back in time, if you had control audio problems, you could probably check this out, because it was not easy to run a DOS game back in time, but in general Apogee games were easy to run. Alright, the story, let's go check the story. What's it about? The guy smoking there. Reminds me a little bit of other games that they had this kind of graphics also. Now I'm kind of Search for the King. If you know this game, there's a scene that looks a little bit like that. So, you're a top secret operative from the CIA. One day, Snake is called into headquarters and briefed on the situation. The monster creature, they can destroy the city. That's what's going on. Alright. Okay. So if you want to give it a read, you can pause the video. And okay, so that's where we are. The game, what do they say about that? Controlling Snake and Snake Logan, that's his name. Get item, so you can jump, you can throw grenade, you can shoot, enter, climb ladder, look up. Status, quick save. And there you have all the different things you can get in the game. And this is really brings me back to things like Secret Agent, Crystal Caves, and all those other games that they had like similar graphics, similar things to pick up. It was very cool. And there's a last thing to check. Score. So the score. So these are the default score. So you had Apogee Software, Jim Norwood, the designer, George Broussard, the producer, Bobby Prince, the music, yeah. If you know a little bit about his work and the games of Apogee, you'll know this style. His style is there. Joe Sigler, the BBS guy, and ID Software for the game engine. Right. All right. So this was a overview of BioMenace for the BioMenace for the DOS, the original one from 1993, and I wanted to play this so I have an idea a little bit of the graphic, the style of gameplay for the next version that is a remaster I will be trying out soon. So if you're interested to know more about games, old games, retro games, or game programming, programming in general, I also program in web, and I have a game engine I'm working on as well, so I'll put the link. It's at d2soft.com. If you're interested, you can build some interesting games using a basic-like programming language. So it's really something that I'm working on the side as well. If you're interested to know more, you can look it online through the website d2soft.com, and you'll have more information. This is still an early prototype, but you can already try some games. You'll see, for example, this tutorial that I put up here that is based on it's based on the book that was there's a book that was a game demo in the book for DOS. I contacted the author. He gave me the green light to create this little game here. I'm just gonna run it for you to have an idea. It's a little tutorial that you can just copy and paste the code. It runs directly in the browser, and you just need to start using the button there. So it's a very simple game. It's all about making sword. It's also to show how to use the engine to build some simple programming and simple lines to show the enemy, the score, and all the graphics on screen. So have a look, go to d2soft.com, and if you're interested in knowing more, subscribe, look at the channel. I have a lot of videos about the engine, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you again for watching, and have a good day.